All right, so you got sine 2x equals that. The first step we're going to do is we want to move the sign over to the other side. So I will get 2x equals to shift sign negative root 3 over 2. All right, so step one. And then keep the 2x on the left-hand side. Put this on a calculator. So shift sign negative root 3 over 2 comes to negative 60 degrees, which is outside our frame because it would lie here somewhere. So what we have to then look at is the concept of the sine curve and what it has in store. So the sine graph starts at 0, turns at 90, cuts at 180, etc., etc. So it will look like that. And this is your general y equals sine x. It will then continue in the negative space or the negative direction, that, etc. If I have to create some kind of solution at any point in time for sine, and it has to be between 0 and 360 degrees, I can always get two solutions no matter what. I can get a solution over here and a solution over here. Now that solution, because of symmetry, because this is symmetrical, right? So this is all about symmetry. Then the left-hand side here, if that angle is theta, that angle will be exactly 180 degrees minus theta. A typical example of that would be if I have 30, I'll have 150. If I have 40, I'd have 140. If I had 80, I'd have 100 because of symmetry. And the same thing would apply at any other point in time. So if I had to move this line downwards through there, it would have the exact same effect, where you would have two solutions and they'd be 180 degrees subtracted from the other one apart. This one here, you'd have some kind of angle here, which is theta. And now you'd have to find this angle here. So let's say this one was 200, which is 20 degrees on the right of 180. This will be 20 degrees on the left of 360, which is 380. So, 340. So that would be, if I've got 200 and I've got 340, I can see to get there, I would add 140. Just double check that. So that's 200, which is 20 more than 180, and that's 340. Okay, so the main concept, though, looking at the first part, which we'll try and apply, is that if you have a solution for sine of theta, to find the second solution of sine, you take 180 degrees minus the first. So if this is the first solution of sine, then this would be theta. And we're keeping that as is. We'll bring that in last. Okay, so we'll do this last, divide by 2. So my first solution is going to be negative 60 degrees. My second solution is going to be 180 degrees subtracted from the first solution. Basically 180 degrees minus 60, which will get you to 240 degrees. All right. So if that's the case, then how do I draw this line? Let's see. I'm going to bring this all the way down, and we're looking for negative 60 and 240 degrees. It looks like it might end up somewhere over there. All right, so if this line goes to the bottom, it will pull out negative 60 degrees over here and 240 degrees over here. But there's another solution here. That solution doesn't lie, but that solution lies and this solution lies. So how do we get that solution? We remember, using the concept of general solutions, that a solution will repeat itself every 360 degrees. So you could add k 360 degrees to a solution in which k would be some kind of integer. This is the general solution formula, but we don't really need it for this one. We just need two solutions. We just need that solution. So in other words, if I add 360 to negative 60, I would get a recurring point, which would be 300 degrees. So technically, this is actually supposed to be 300 degrees, which I then use as my first solution, and that fits in there. And this would be 240 degrees. We would ignore the K360. So therefore, we have now two parts to this. We would say 2x equals 300 degrees, going back to that 2x which has not left. And 2x equals 240 degrees. And we divide both sides by 2. So we get 150 degrees for x here. We get 120 degrees over here. And those are the x values that we would put in there to get that solution. And if we do a quick check, or we just remember that the moment I change x over here into 150, then 2x will become 300. So sine of 300 should give me that. And it should. It's actually in line with negative root 3 over 2, which is my y value. And if I do exactly the same thing with 120, I'll get sine 240. And sine 240 will get me the same solution. So the final solution here would be x equals 150 and x equals 120 for that.